So we're going to jump back into our scoreboard series, and you may notice that we only did 3 songs in the front, and we didn't do 4. Then how many of you kind of noticed, you're like, I want to sing a little bit more? Is that anybody? You get to at the end. We're doing 2 songs at the end of service today, because we're going to do our communion at the end. If you haven't noticed something over the last year and a half, I like keeping people guessing with communion. Because here's the thing with me with communion, and I think it's too often we make it such a rote thing of, this is the time of service that we do communion, and we're going to do it this way, in this manner, and it just almost becomes boring. We forget about why are we doing this. So today, communion is, at the end of service, is a part of our altar time and our worship. But I want to recap, in case you haven't been here, and you missed a couple weeks. In this scoreboard series, we're talking about what really matters, adding up the score of saying to God, what really matters? What should we be putting our focus on? The first week we talked about the fact that souls matter to God. That we're going to have an actual score of the game. That we look at all these different games you can play. I mean, football, you want the high score. That if you're playing golf, you want the low score. That the score always matters. Unless you're playing tennis, and then it's just all about love. I don't know. I've never figured out tennis. But there's always a scoring system. In the scoring system of eternity, the number of people going to heaven versus the number of people going to hell, that's the score that matters, and we want to roll up the score. The second week, we talked about the fact that all souls matter to God. It's not like we're just going after one grouping of people, but that we need to care about people no matter what their age is, no matter what their race is, no matter what their gender is, that we want people to meet who Jesus Christ is. Just like all of us have had that ability to meet Jesus, we want people to know who Jesus is. And then last week we talked about creating moments for others. That so often we have this imagery of, evangelism is going to the street corner, standing on the milk box and yelling at people that they're going to hell. To me, that's not evangelism. I feel like every time I've watched somebody do that, you see everybody, including myself, I just walk right by. Like, if I go to the Tigers game and there's that guy that has the big sign with the bullhorn, I just ignore him. Like, it's almost like white noise. I hear it, but it doesn't mean anything. But for the amount of people that it pushes away from Christ, where in reality, we should create moments for people where all of a sudden they realize this is who God is. God did this in my life. When we do the Warming Center in a couple of weeks, we're going to be bringing people in who may very well not know who God is, but we're going to be smiling and serving them and taking care of them all week long. That's being Jesus to those people. And they may very well never run into another Christian. But in that moment, we've created a moment for them. When we make our mindset being around creating moments for other people, it changes their equation, it changes things. So as in knowing all these different things, we need to discuss how do we do this? Because any good team, as they're trying to score points, and whatever that looks like, they have to have a game plan. In order to have a game plan, we need to know a couple of things. We need to know who we are, we need to know what we're about, what we're doing, and then we need to execute. So those are going to be our 3 points for this morning. But here's the thing about a good coach. A good coach is able to put his team, or she's able to put her team into a spot where they can be most successful. That if you have a great defensive team and you hire a great offensive coach, you can do one of 2 things. You can ruin the team, or you can enhance the team. Because if all of a sudden the coach changes the philosophy of how this team is supposed to run, it could be a good thing or it could be a horrible thing, and things could end really badly. It's part of the reason why when I came here a year and a half ago, I told you right off the bat that I was focused on 2% change. That I said that for, I think it was probably the first 2 months, every week, it's 2%, 2%. And how many of you know that 2% is not a whole lot? Like if you were to walk into different places and we're going to give you 2% customer service today. It's not setting you up really well, but all of a sudden if you look at it, if it was 50% customer service and then 2% better, now we're 52%, then the next week we're 54%, then 56%, you notice this trend and things are getting better, things are improving. But a lot of times, how many of you know that if I made a big sweeping change, I didn't tell any of you about it, and then all of a sudden, you came in the next week and like, everything is different.